Alright, chat. Alright, chat. We finna watch this Tommy G video. Let's see what this wildest sheriff is all about, man.
Florida is where snowflakes come to melt, and I hope it stays that way.
He said, Florida is a place where snowflakes come to melt. I mean, it don't even snow down there, so
TikTok or other
the snow even come down there?
The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office has made a routine of putting arrests and suspects front and center. But the videos are becoming heavily scrutinized, now by Markenzie LaPointe, a U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida.
When we have those that are going to come into our community and try to victimize them, we're going to chase them to the ends of the earth.
Who's the best at pit maneuvers in this room?
This man said, there ain't no getting away from me, oh no, no, no.
Like me, because I'm an instructor on it.
A lot of these individuals take flight.
Run, Forrest, run!
So they had enough
You gotta
balls
go
to come
catch
here and
him.
victimize our citizens. Our deputies are going to put them through the ringer. They're going to end up landing in Pearson's penthouse where they belong.
Pearson Penthouse.
Pearson's
Florida
penthouse.
sheriffs have a
Okay,
notorious reputation for their no-nonsense, tough-on-crime approach, and perhaps no man better exemplifies this than St. Lucie County Sheriff Keith Pearson. To some, he's a legend, a man we're in the age where you wonder if the police body cam footage will be released to the public. He takes an unorthodox approach, broadcasting live, using social media to amplify his mission and encourage transparency. And he's not just some scrub on desk duty, he has spent years in the field, going on raids, doing high-speed chases in the Hellcat, and rocking the shiesty mask before it became popular. But to others,
He's the one that came up with the shiesty mask, it sounds like. I ain't gonna hold you. He said, I was rocking that thing before everyone else was.
his antics are too much, over the
So
top, and he's been
I
criticized
guess
for being
he's the main
controversial.
creator of
This
it,
man
you
is
know?
unethical. He should not even be our dog catcher.
Now by Markenzie LaPointe,
Damn,
U.S.
that man
attorney
said
for the
it shouldn't
Southern
even
District
be
of
the dog
Florida.
catcher.
Through a
It's
public record
crazy.
request, I learned LaPointe and Pearson discreetly
mean,
spoke on the phone in April. LaPointe
they are
confirms the videos
criminals,
hurt law enforcement's
and I mean,
credibility. This is
I
the
don't know,
first
man.
post LaPointe says he took issue with.
Some
Writing,
parts
quote,
of me
this disturbing image comes
thinks
across
this is
as if the
wrong,
sheriff
but
is
some
posing with
parts
an
of me
antelope that he
saying
just shot on a
it's a
safari.
criminal.
Together,
They-
we get to dive in and see what this
They-
man is all
people
about.
should be
Boots on
warned
the
about
ground
them,
with Florida's
you know?
wildest sheriff. Let's get to it.
And guys, let me know in the comments, is it a good idea for a sheriff to leverage social media and be more transparent to the people that elected him? Or is it unprofessional to be filming the people you arrest?
This is Nifty Gears. Thanks to the sponsor of today's video.
Tom,
Nope. Not no ad in my video. No, sir. Alright, right here. Let's do it. Let's go.
Hey there, everybody.
guy
With
be
Sheriff
having all
Pearson,
the-
Just trying to get through the fence.
FBI, open up.
Good morning.
My
How
guy
are ya?
wore the big ass vest, bro.
Nice to meet you too. Top of the morning to you.
This man's
Good
scared.
to meet you, man.
He's scared he gonna get
Alright,
into
you're all set
something
up?
dangerous over there.
This is apparently can stop most things in the street today, from ARs to AK-47s to blickies to even gun.
Damn, that man said, I'm coming prepared. Like, no one's gonna bust the cap in my butt, you know?
With switches, which I'm sure you've encountered out in the wild.
No, we have Glock Amazon switches and everything coming over from China.
You can buy a Switch on Amazon? Bro, hold on. Go back to that. Go back to
AK-47s
that.
To blickies to even guns with switches, which I'm sure you've encountered out in the wild.
No, we have Glock Amazon.
You can buy a Switch off of Amazon for only like 25 bucks? You can, bro. You spend that 25 bucks and then you get what? Life in prison or whatnot or whatever they give you. Now, I don't know if that 25 bucks is worth going to prison
switches
all
and,
the
everything
years, you
coming over
know?
From China. In
Not
the
gonna
free state
hold
of
you.
Florida, you know, we're a Second Amendment state.
Mhm.
You can go to a gun shop and buy one.
Really?
You know, so we
You can buy
encourage them-
switches in Florida?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can modify your
The
gun.
ATF doesn't come.
Damn. That's something I didn't know. I thought you couldn't get Switches anywhere. I guess you can buy them in Florida.
Well, you have to go through the process.
It's
So you have
crazy.
the ATF process. I encourage our deputies to go out there and arrest anyone who wants to victimize our criminals. I encourage them to do that. When we have those that are going to come into our community and try to victimize them, whether it's porch pirates, whether it's people looking to smash and grabs, we're going to chase them to the ends of the earth.
Face them to the end of the earth. Damn.
These individuals have extensive criminal history, very violent, lots of narcotic sales. They know that they've been doing wrong, breaking the law for quite some time. They just don't know when they're going to get caught again. So just our mere presence, a lot of these individuals take flight.
All units 10-3 run pursuit.
All units in foot pursuit. Run, Forrest, run. My guy better run. He gonna get caught.
We just came to check a house that we've done multiple.
My guy didn't run
at.
fast
If they
enough.
get in the vehicle and they decide to run,
Guy
our deputies
didn't
not only
run
have the
fast
training,
enough.
They have the policies to back them up to stop them in their tracks.
Do you guys use pit maneuvers?
100%. We're at the brink of society going rampant.
What do you see as the biggest challenge in your way for fighting crime right now?
Soft on crime ideology. Those that want to hand out ice cream cones to felons instead of handcuffs. But we know January 20th, a lot of that's going to change. The handcuffs are going to be coming off the federal law enforcement and going back on the criminals where they belong. Yeah, I'm St. Lucie County Sheriff Keith Pearson. Franklin Sanders and his juvenile companion thought they were going to come through St. Lucie County with a stolen vehicle with the Broward Task Force on their tail. Ain't happening.
Part of me thinks in the prison system we should come up with a better way to determine if someone could be.
He said that ain't happening, buddy. Not in my
Individuals
city.
who hadn't crossed that line to victimize our citizens see these videos and they understand that there's consequences to actions.
Oh, you got some warrants there, Michael.
I got one?
Yeah.
For what?
Sale and delivery cocaine.
Bruh? I got 4 sale charges. I got 4 sale charges. Who I sold and delivered to?
Cause you trying to sell. What you mean? How that got some
You
for
have
sale
agencies,
charges?
and mainly in our
They
northern
call you trying to
states that
sell.
have woke ideology. You can't hold the criminal accountable if you can't catch them. So if they know you're going to get behind them and turn the lights on, they're going to flee. Well, what are they going to do? They're criminals. They don't want to be caught. So of course they're going to stop. But if they get behind and they know a deputy's behind them or a Florida trooper's behind them and they put the lights on, they know I've got about 5 seconds to make a decision before they put me in a ditch. So they had enough balls to come here and victimize our citizens. Our deputies are going to put them through the ringer, and we're going to let them. They're going to end up landing in Pearson's penthouse where they belong.
Pearson's penthouse. Most police forces around the
Pearson's
country have
penthouse.
shied
What
away
the
from
name?
social media, but you lean into.
What the name
it.
for
People
jail
want.
slash
When you
prison?
communicate with the public, they want to see transparency.
Yes.
But the media is fake. We all know that. The future is YouTube channels. The future is connecting with the community directly, cutting the middleman out, who's going to change it to fit their agenda. What do the traditional media folks do?
They take your video, your story, they put their own words over it and package it.
There you have it.
The Real plays music
Right
with what
shit.
he called racially
That's how it all
insensitive
happened.
references. In a response, Pearson said, quote, that he wholeheartedly disagrees with your statement and that, quote, we will continue to highlight criminals and crimes in an effort to dissuade those thinking about breaking our laws.
And again, the woke ideology.
I mean, if a person wants to break the law, that said person's gonna break the law. These videos and stuff ain't gonna change their mind. They just gonna keep on doing it.
Florida is where snowflakes
I mean,
come to
some
melt. and
might
I hope
stop,
it stays that way.
but
You wanna
most
give
of
us
them
a
is
tour?
gonna
Yeah, we'll give
just
you a
keep
tour.
on doing it.
What's the difference between a sheriff and a chief of police?
So the sheriff is constitutionally elected.
Okay.
So we're elected, just how the president is elected. The chief of police works for a city, municipality. So
Police chiefs get appointed by city leaders like the mayor or city council, and sheriffs get elected by the people of the county every 4 years. The other big thing is jurisdiction. Police chiefs typically run a town or city, while sheriffs run the entire county.
How many people do you oversee?
so right now we're at about 750. We have deputies in every single school in St. Lucie.
I ain't gonna lie. If I had to be in control of 750 people, I don't know how that would work out, Chad. I don't know how that would work out. Stuff would be getting all
County to
mixed
ensure
up.
our kids stay
To be
safe. But
honest.
we have 18 years of these kids seeing our deputies every single day in a positive light. They're not only there to make sure that our kids engage with law enforcement, they're there to protect our kids. Major Steve Sigmund, he's in charge of law enforcement. And when you ask how does it feel to be the CEO of a $100 million company with you're close to 800 employees, you can't do it without great leaders like Major Sigmund.
What builds that budget? How do you get the money for that budget?
Citizens, we go through a budgetary hearing every year. The county commissioners approve the budget.
The sheriff's office is largely taxpayer funded.
It's 100% taxpayer
No
funded.
civil forfeiture.
No civil forfeiture.
Okay.
So this is our real-time crime center.
Taxpayer
so we have
funded.
our analysts here that throughout the day
Sounds
monitor
like every
radio
place.
channels. If our deputies respond to a bank call, a stolen vehicle, we have the display up here to where we can see what's happening. The ladies inside this room right here is literally the heartbeat of the agency. You know, they're funneling out information. When our deputies are responding to a bank robbery, when our deputies are responding to a missing child, and they're sorting through all the background stuff, because we want our deputies focused on driving, getting there as fast as they can. So this is a portion of our traffic unit. This is Sergeant Evans. He's in charge of the traffic unit.
Who's the best at pit maneuvers in this room?
Probably me, because I'm an instructor on it.
I honestly don't think that means you're the best at it. There could be someone in that room that's a whole lot better at performing them and all this. So yeah, I don't know. He might be, he might not be, but who knows? Who knows?
Really
Who
rough
knows?
things. They see, you know, kid neglect. They see abuse. They see shootings. They see dead people. I mean, they see a lot of really rough things.
Either make contact or entry at the residence that the two suspected homicide suspects are hiding in.
Moments later, a man fitting the description of the suspect exits the home.
White shirt coming out, appears
It's the shooting suspect.
How do you guys work through that?
We'll have our peer support group reach out to them, and it's an app that we put on their work phone so that they hit the button, whether it's alcoholism, whether it's financial issues, whether it's seeing something terrible, decompressing. We have that availability to them. If they want to step up and they think that they need the help, we have those resources for them and their families.
What is your take on civil force?
At least they have
Oh, I
plenty
use
of
it all the time.
resources over there.
So this Mustang here was seized. This Mustang was seized from a chop shop. Mainly it's vehicles. We'll have a drug dealer.
Hey,
use
sound like
vehicle,
some GTA stuff
quit
over
drug
there.
deal.
Chop shop.
Or we'll have these street takeovers. We had a motorcycle, BMW S1000, was seized from an individual who makes videos on TikTok.
Bruh, I kind of would be pissed if I knew someone had took my bike and had it, bro. I would be pissed. Like, especially if you're making content with that bike and shit. I mean, I can...
Taunting the police, doing street takeovers, driving 100 or 191 miles an hour.
Driving that fast
in and out of traffic.
It's not right,
causing
but...
chaos, running from the police. I think his quote was, he's happy that
I don't even know, bro.
To
be honest, that's some
balls to
crazy
drive it, or
speed.
something along those lines.
Maybe he ought to had that bike
almost seems
taken.
like legalized property theft, but under the badge doing it.
Well, if the forfeiture comes into when things are used as an instrumentality of a crime.
But doesn't that sound like a little bit of a reach?
No, not at all. I don't think so. A lot of the stories that people hear about is person driving down the road, they had a whole bunch of money on them, they stopped and they said, I think this is drug money.
Yes.
And they would take, those days are gone.
Okay. Do you agree that?
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Are you having any trouble recruiting?
No, we've got lines around we're not the highest paid agency either, but I think being able to connect with the community, being able for the younger generation, the newer generation to see that we want them to be cops. As long as our deputies use their judgment and do it for the right reasons, I got their back.
Well, you know what? What if they don't want to be cops, though? That's the thing, man.
100%. But if they mess up and they do the wrong thing, I'm also going to slam them just as hard.
Yeah. And folks, just a reminder, if you want to get the Big Dogs Gotta Eat sweatshirts, RIP Mainstream Media t-shirts, TommyGMcGee.com.
Nice ad, Tommy G. Come on, get these ads out of here.
What's the most bizarre arrest encounter you've had on the job?
People being in a car naked, getting pulled over. I was in narcotics and vice for the longest time, and this is going back
Pulling
about
over
10 years
a
ago.
car with someone
I go
naked
to
in it.
I go
Insane
make a drug
work.
purchase. I think
Not
it was
gonna hold
oxycodone at the time. Bought trafficking him out from an individual. He ends up getting arrested. Goes through the process. Gets in trouble. Gets sentenced to prison. Goes to prison for a year or two. Gets out. The day that he gets out, I'm still in my undercover mode. Just different places. We cross paths at a gathering at another event. And he's there selling again. Well, he recognizes me, and he goes, "Hey, you're that motherfucker that put me away." So there's no backup. There's no, if you're really undercover, you're really undercover. So I said, "Hey, man, my bad. The cops pulled me over on the way here, And I didn't know you at the time, so I figured if I gave them somebody, they'd let off me, and they did. So my bad, I won't do you like that again. So he was thinking in his head, like, oh yeah, I would do the same thing. He's like, oh shit, you know, makes sense. He goes, all right, he sold to me again, right there on the spot. And then obviously he's in prison again. But that's
so anybody who's been selling dope is hiding.
That guy got twice in a row, man.
We're coming for him. So
This man's talking about I won't do it again, and bro still sold to him for a second time. Some of them people be dumb that be doing that type of stuff.
This SWAT week this week.
What are you guys
SWAT
training
week.
for in particular now?
The basics of this training is from a source, Cadre Consultants. They're out of Broward. Ultimately, this is going to lead into CQC training.
Close quarter combat.
Yeah.
Now he's in charge of the SWAT team. He makes sure that every one of our deputies are dead accurate shots, as you could see. He makes sure that our training, their training is top tier level. Make sure they have all the equipment they need to succeed the missions. He's directly responsible for every one of the SWAT team members. And again, it's a heavy burden to take on. You know, to know that you're instructing and you're giving the team and the guidance to officers that have to wear ballistic material to go in there and get the people that don't want to be caught.
What's the biggest thing you want to accomplish in the county?
Probably just see some of the crime reduced. You know, some of the shootings. Fort Pierce is seeing a lot of shootings. Maybe.
I think we need to see a bunch of crime reducing everywhere, to be honest. Not just down in Florida, but everywhere.
Try to reduce some of the violence.
It's certainly a very high-risk job. What's something you think the average person back home might not know about your profession that you could tell them?
When they see all these guys with all this equipment on, you know, sometimes they have a tendency to forget that there's a human being with a family, with kids, with loved ones that goes out and does this job every day to make other people safe, and just to kind of remember, they're not just machines, they're not robots.
How has it felt in the last 4 years, especially since the George Floyd incident? Policing has been really, like, people have just shit on it in America.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have.
You know, we're not having those issues here because, you know, we've always engaged with the community. You know, our previous Sheriff Ken Mascara, was in office for 23 years.
At least they're keeping
his biggest
engaged
focus
with
was
all the
community
community
engagement
and all that.
being personable, being tailorable. You know, my cell number is out there to any one of our residents.
Really?
And I would say the pendulum's starting to go back the other way, where the public wants more cops in their community and wants them to, you know, take action against all this crime.
You know, treat everybody with respect and show them that just because there's one bad apple in the bunch, the whole bunch isn't ruined.
True that. Hey, that's a good saying. I ain't gonna hold you. I like that saying. Just because there's one bad apple in the bunch doesn't mean. That's fire right there. That's fire.
How often when you guys are doing a raid, let's say you're raiding someone for fentanyl, how often does a shootout actually occur?
Oh shit. They got that thermal up in there.
He's right there. Come out! Come out now! Come out! Come on! Let's go!
Bruh. They really busted into someone's house while he was taking a shower. And this man's all naked over here. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Move! I don't care! Move!
Man got a whole towel holding up.
Come on, Mikey. Small room.
We'll clear this side of the house.
We surround the house. We make our presence known. We use the presence of marked units and verbal de-escalation. We give the commands. We ask them to come outside. They 9 times out of 10 realize that we're not going anywhere. It is in fact a search warrant. We have a legal reason to be there. And generally they'll come out realizing that, look, there's a show of force. We're going to end up coming in anyway. It's inevitable. So we usually get the intended result with the least use of force possible.
Tonight we're taking part in multi-agency enforcement operation. Some of the detectives stopped the vehicle for some traffic violations, and they transmitted that they've recovered a large amount of narcotics. We're gonna head that way and
large amount of
see if we can help with anything. There it is. You know, it's inconspicuous. It's the shape of a kilo. We hadn't had it
cutting open yet to check it, but the dog alerted to it. They said the item was initially concealed underneath it in there, so we're gonna contact our crime scene unit, have them come out, process it. It's a fairly large amount of narcotics from what we're seeing at this point right now. There's one.
Bro, if any place in a car, why would you stuff the packages in the seats? Because that's probably like one of the first places people look for stuff like that. It's inside the seat. Glove box and all, but the next place would be inside the seat and all that.
And there's another kilo
Why,
of cocaine.
why hide it
One of
there?
the most common
When
things
you know
some
they
police
gonna
departments
find
are
it.
doing to drop the ball right now.
But when it comes down to, law enforcement, when it comes down to, fixing problems, it's very simple. Just you got to go right back to the basics. We've been a community, or we've been, people have been on the earth for many years, and we evolve. But you can only evolve so far. Evil's evil. People are going to commit crime. You have to just face it straight on and use what you have within your means. Budget plays a big role in it. Not every agency has the budget to, have the real-time crime center, to have LPR cameras that only assist our deputies with going out there and locking people up.
We're here at the Sheriff Aviation Unit. This madman's gonna take us up in the sky when there's an impending storm. I'm not exactly thrilled about it, but you bought the ticket.
Aviation.
So on a risk scale,
You're
going
talking
up.
about aviation.
He's nervous.
That's like helicopters, right? Pretty sure that's a helicopter.
Until we fly, right? Fly until you can't fly. You ready?
Who's going?
Probably the three of us. That's all right.
Best of luck, guys.
His name is Schoner.
Sergeant Schoner. Yep.
He doesn't seem very excited right now, and he's
Well, they're real serious, because they
he's
take
real
their,
serious.
Yeah.
Is smiling a crime in this jurisdiction?
No.
This is one way to spin the block.
This man told me G asked if smiling was a crime because one dude wasn't smiling.
Oh
That's
yeah,
crazy,
definitely bend the
bro.
block with this one, right?
Like
You slid, Jet. You slid, Jet.
they just be too serious. I ain't gonna lie.
I slid?
You
That type of
slid,
job,
Jet.
you gotta be serious.
If we do spot a child predator as we're flying, are we allowed to just shoot out of the window and try and get him?
No, can't do that.
Is that where we deploy
This
the
man talking
dogs and
about
the
shoot out the
tackle team?
window.
I would radio down, but I don't think we're going to be able to see any predators from the sky.
Is it on your dream list to arrest P. Diddy?
No.
So is this gonna be a no?
Bro, look at this smile when he asked if it was his dream to arrest P. Diddy. You can just see his face. He's just sitting there imagining it. That's what he really wants to do. Make the arrest on P. Diddy.
Yeah. Well, because you got to remember, we're going to be flying, in the air. There are a lot of instruments. It's a, this is probably one of our most. Look how clean the floor is. Very, very dangerous and serious flight.
Helicopters are a very important tool in crime fighting and public safety. For safety, a bird in the sky can help locate someone in the ocean that has had a boating accident, and for crime, it can help with things like smugglers using boats.
Hey, that reminds me of the good old Modern Warfare 3 days,
For safety,
bro.
a
Right
bird in
here.
the sky can
Hold
help
on.
locate someone in the ocean that has had a boating accident, and for crime,
Modern Warfare 3, 2, 5. Bro.
it can help with things like smugglers
Reminds
using
me
boats
so much
and
of-
high-speed car chases. Any car thief with enough experience will tell you that a helicopter adds another dimension of difficulty to getting away from the authorities.
Hey, beat kinda goes hard, no cap. Beat going hard. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
But that was actually pretty damn smooth. I enjoyed that. I'm glad we did it.
No, absolutely. So how are we doing in booking? Do we have any movements or is it busy or? I'm pulling up to the Sally Port. If you want to let us in, we're going to come into the Sally Port. If you just want to meet us out there We've got upwards of 40 deputies on shift out here. I mean, it's one of the largest moving pieces, you know, because we're entrusted to keep, you know, our community safe. What's happening, buddy? Good, good, good. This is our intake area. When they get brought in, you know, they get placed up here, they get searched, they make sure they have nothing in here.
Come on in here. This is where we do what we call the pat-down area, or to make sure no one has any weapons or drugs or anything like that before entering the secure area of the facility. All their property is taken.
It's time to get frisky in this part of the jail.
Misdemeanor and light felons.
You get all patted down.
Will get blue uniform. You can see the orange over on the other side if they are a violent inmate or they have a violent past.
They have a database that we do that we get a thumbprint
So they
from them.
color
Kinda puts
coordinate
a light,
the fucking
not an
prisoners
APRIS, but not a
by
100%
like
fingerprint
bad
match,
crimes
but it's our own
and
little
stuff?
database because our deputies do have fingerprint readers
'Cause they got
on the
different
street. So in
jumpsuits
the event
for
that a deputy encounters somebody and
So
they
easy
don't
way to know.
have ID or they don't want to be cooperative, we're able to use a small device to get a fingerprint. If they've ever been arrested before, it'll give us a close match to them. So it'll at least give us a roll. Now, this is our holding. Usually we'll keep people separate. You know, if we have males and females, we'll keep females in one, males in another. So when they come into here, this is an x-ray machine that they're able to do a body scan on to see if there's anything on them, you know, anything hidden in their cavities.
They gotta make sure there's nothing up in that buttocks, you know?
Well, I'm not sure if that's the terminology they use, but this would be the device that.
Because you know people like
does
stuff
body
up at the
scan, and
buttocks.
It would be able to determine if there's, you know, something there hidden. So, you know, sometimes when people come into the facility, they, you know, they're well, not necessarily drunk, but just out of control or violent or wanting to fight or lash out.
It would suck to have to get strapped onto this.
It does. No, I think it would as well. But again, it's designed, you know, to prevent somebody from hurting themselves, whether they're here, they're banging their head on the wall. But once they're in this, they're put on camera, they're on constant surveillance.
Who makes money from the bonds?
The crazy chair there,
I
man.
think it would be the bond company.
But you don't see any of that?
No, I wish. You know, it would definitely help. But we
This
don't get
man
the
want
money
the
from
money.
tickets, despite what people think.
This cop said, "Give me my money. Just give me my money."
We don't get any money from bondsmen, you know, when they process it. Like, so this is our processing area. This is Sergeant Lamb.
How you doing? I'm Tom.
This is where they would take their photos, they'd fingerprint them, they'd, you know, put a band, you know, wristband on them. And then when they're going to call their bondsman or make a phone call, here's the holding cell. You know, you have the phone call. So this is where they'd call home. You know, they've got a list of different bondsmen. They'd make their free call from here.
So 10 dudes could be in here and they all share
could
one
be
toilet?
20 or 30 dudes in here.
20 or 30 people in one room that small. Oh, hell nah. There's probably a bunch of fights that happen up in that room.
And they all share one toilet?
Yeah.
You have to just, hey guys.
Sorry. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
And then-
amazing that jail or prison isn't more of a deterrent. I can't imagine spending more than an hour here and being like, okay, I'm never doing anything again that'll get me here.
Well, if somebody out there is homeless and they don't have the means to have their house or food or whatever, or warmth, when are they going to come here? They're going to come here during the winter times.
Of course, so I totally get it for a homeless person. This is a great option if you're homeless. But for the other guys, what do you think makes someone a habitual offender? Like, why do you think this isn't bad enough to not want to repeat?
Really not much more than we can attribute it to that. It's just how they're raised. We do have programs here to hopefully get them out of that.
Hey,
Some of them
it's
just
just
keep coming back and forth.
their choices to
blow
do
your mind
that.
a little bit, though?
It did when I first started. Been here almost
They
18
shouldn't want
years.
to, but you
I'm
know,
trying to
it happens.
move to it at this point, so it doesn't really affect me anymore.
You know, on the flip note, look how clean this place is. I mean, who wouldn't want to come to Pearson's penthouse? It's pretty
I
clean.
don't want to come here.
You know, oh, come on.
Thank you.
I think they had
Me? I don't want to go to Pearson's penthouse. Hell no, I don't
4
want
bag
to.
lunches for us. This is our lunch. We haven't been busy.
Thank you. This is a typical jail meal.
When they go out, yeah.
Oh yeah. Ooh, 2 sandwiches. Oh.
Turkey.
This actually doesn't look so bad.
No, it doesn't.
Give a close up. I don't know what kind of
Oh, you got a nice thick slice. Look at that. You got a thick old slice.
look at the pattern of the meat.
Oh hell no, chat. I ain't never seen no turkey look like that. I don't think that's turkey, to be honest. That's probably some other animal, if it's an animal.
All right, 1 bite. Everyone knows the rule.
That is not no
what do you
turkey.
grade that turkey sandwich?
1. They actually have a real thick piece of turkey. If this was an airport, it'd be like, you know, a fraction of this. I'd say as far as jail food goes, this is pretty good.
Good. I'm glad that our culinary department's.
He said it's
up to
pretty
par.
good. It's not
I
too
can already
bad.
tell how it tastes.
Oh, how does it taste? Tell us.
Bread and turkey.
He's like, yeah.
Like you had some cold cuts that Boris had, right?
I feel like it's really good bread. Like
The bread
I
makes
thought
the
the bread was
sandwich.
gonna be more tough or like more kind of stale.
They make sure they eat good in there.
While it's important for Keith to be tough on crime, he is also passionate about building opportunities for the community. Here's a gym that his father started in his time as an officer, and Keith has kept going while he's worn the badge.
This is our way that we give kids in the community to have a place to come to. This is 100% volunteer base, so everyone that comes in here.
So this is provided by the department?
The sheriff's office sponsors it, but it's totally funded from the community. The building's owned outright by the nonprofit. It's a police athletic league, and we were talking a little bit earlier about giving kids options and opportunity. This is a vessel to do that. So 1994, we saw that a lot of kids in our
that's
community
pretty cool.
didn't
They have
the
a
parents, didn't have
facility that
the
people can go
mentorship,
to
didn't
and
have the guidance.
train
So we brought
and
a
all
police
that.
athletic league here to our community to give kids the key word opportunity. We've sent kids to
Brings
the
opportunity.
kids from our community. We've sent
You know.
to the Olympics with the traits and
Okay, I
characteristics that
hear
they
you,
build.
I see you.
So we're taking action. We're putting programs in place. It's free to the kids there.
So what you're starting to hit on that I think is really important is the community policing aspect.
You have to be a part of your community to effectively police your community. If you're just running off of policies and not changing with the community, not engaging with the community, then that's all you're going to be. The community's not going to have trust in you because you're only going to be there when there's problems. We focus on combat sports because if you do team sports, think of this for a second. There's football practice. Your parents just got into a fight or someone just got arrested or there's an alcohol substance abuse and you missed practice. Now you're letting the team down. When you come back, what happens? You get benched. You get benched for no other reason that you missed practice for things out of your control. So doing combat sports, boxing, wrestling, karate, it's you against you. So if they come and they miss a week, when they come back, they could pick up right where they left off.
And the self-confidence to be able to defend yourself.
You're pissed off at the world. You come in here, 9 out of 10 times, these kids never even make it to the ring. But they'll go back to one of those punching bags there and they'll let go of that frustration.
Yeah.
I'm trying to expand and do other.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay, how hard is it to recruit your friends to come train here?
My friends not really so
17
hard.
years old and training
Like, it
hard.
depends. If you know somebody
that's
that's
what you gotta do.
motivated or like very
What
dedicated,
you gotta
like,
do,
if
what you
surround
gotta
yourself
do.
with people that are driven, it's not really so hard.
The organization's been here since 1994. So there's generations of people who've come here for just that opportunity to come out and go to different events. And we're not a typical gym. When you go away on an event, what does it cost you? We pay for the transport, we pay for the house, the hotels. We set them up there. We've got great mentors that are here. Nobody here gets paid. This is 100% volunteer based. It's for the community, by the community.
2025.
That's pretty cool. They have something like that. Volunteer base.
Well, we just want to secure
all
our
the
border.
community
We're
can just
60
go up
miles
there
away from the
and train
Bahamas.
and shit.
And what happens is, when the border in Texas tightens up, we have vessels that come over. So we have those that want to enter our country illegally. And when they come over illegally, this isn't humanitarian. This isn't families. Most of them have criminal backgrounds, and they're bringing kilos of fentanyl, kilos of cocaine, weapons, things to harm our citizens.
Most of the people you encounter crossing the border have
Yes, sir.
criminal backgrounds.
Yes, sir. You know what? I'm reflecting back on that question that you asked me earlier. Well, what's the goals for 2025? America first. We're going to put America first. We're going to put our American citizens first. We're going to put our border first. We're going to put the lives affected by the poison fentanyl coming into our communities first.
Folks, this was an inside look into the wildest sheriff in Florida. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I'll see you next week. Peace.
Tommy G, that was a W video, man. WV.
Offering this audience.
Wvid.